So it's no secret North Idaho has been changing. It's growing faster than I ever could imagine and turning into the hottest real estate market in the country. And what is making that? Well, it's the lakes, the mountains, the trees. But can North Idaho keep sustaining this growth? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk through all of North Idaho. So Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, all the way up to Sandpoint. I'm going to talk about a bunch of these different areas. What's going on? You know, this is surrounded by mountains, lakes, trees. So it's tough to just mass produce and build houses. So kind of talk about these different areas that you might like, the differences of north-facing slopes versus south-facing slopes so that you don't get trapped with no sunshine all day. Yes, that can happen in Idaho. So if you really want to look on the map, see these areas up close, and I can tell you what it's like to live in some of these areas, and you'll find out a bunch of these areas you're not going to like to live. We're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkey with the Living in North Idaho team. If this is your first time to this channel, you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and all those areas you might like to live. Make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every day from people moving, relocating here. We absolutely love it. So thinking about moving anywhere in that North Idaho area, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back with moving to Idaho. All right, so like I mentioned, you know, Idaho's been changing like crazy, both south, both north. It's insane with the growth that we've had. There's been a lot of new construction going on, you know, right in the central part of Coeur d'Alene and the prairie. That's the only place we can build. But I'm also going to talk about some of these areas that, you know, 5-10 years ago, nobody was living, and now we're starting to see people migrate to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop right over to the map. So right here, we kind of have the bird's eye view. This is North Idaho. And, you know, I've done a lot of these videos and people are just really enjoying these. I see them in the comments all the time that these are really helping people. So I'm going to continue doing this. As you can see here, this is literally the valley right here. Okay. This is the prairie. This is where a lot of the new construction's going, and everything else is all mountains. That's what makes it so beautiful. So starting with the heart and soul of North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho right here. This is kind of what put everything on the map. So when people are moving to North Idaho, this is usually what they see when they come and they visit. If you've came and visit before, it's usually to see Coeur d'Alene because of the lake. Obviously, if we go to the map view here, Coeur d'Alene Lake. This is if you've ever seen it, the floating green. It's one of the most prestigious golf courses. It's public, but it has an actual floating green golf course. There it is. So this is kind of on the northern shore of Lake Coeur d'Alene, but this is where everything happens. Right here where it says Coeur d'Alene, this is Sherman Avenue. So all of your car events, all of the parades, everything that goes on is going to be right here. And then the Coeur d'Alene Resort, which kicked everything off, is right here as well. So Coeur d'Alene, let's talk about it. There's really 2-3 different styles of living when you think about Coeur d'Alene. People just want to move to Coeur d'Alene, but that's why you got to reach out, because you got to tell us the style of home, where you want to be in location. Yes, we actually have some condos, some high rises in North Idaho now, believe it or not. But for the most part, it's going to be homes, and some of these are 100-plus-year-old homes, and some of them are new construction. So when you think about Coeur d'Alene, and I talk about Sherman, there's basically 3 main arterials. These used to zip. I'm talking zip up to Hayden. But now with all of the influx of new people, you're going to be traffic jammed on basically all of these. So when you look out right now, we have one freeway, east and west. This is I-90. It's going to take you to Montana. It's also going to take you to Spokane, Washington, which is the only place for an airport. We don't have one here in Idaho. Then you have Highway 95. This is going to take you all the way up to Canada, and it's going to take you down to South Idaho. And that's our major highways. One comes right into Coeur d'Alene. Now the other ones, and these are typically ones you don't truly want to like live on. They're nice streets. You're going to get houses, but it's just going to be most of the traffic. It's the arterial roads. So one, you have this Northwest Boulevard right here, but this actually changes as you cross over 90. Different road here, but over here is 15th Street. So basically everything's going to start right here at First and go out to 15th Street. This is your typical downtown living. A lot of these houses kind of like here and is going to be called Midtown from like Harrison Ave. Older homes, smaller, 3-1s, 3-2s. But you get to bike ride right downtown, and you don't have to pay like an absolute fortune of being right downtown. So Midtown, if you want all the action, want to be able to go downtown to Tubbs Hill, right here to the lake, McEwen Park, all of that is what makes Coeur d'Alene, Idaho so special. Then the Midtown area right by Harrison Ave here. The difference between here and down below Sherman Avenue, this is called like Sanders Beach area right here. We all call it Sanders since we were kids. Conor, on the team, he actually grew up right here. This is ride your bike over here and go get, burgers at Huddy's, Rogers Ice Cream, and you have just kind of this private little neighborhood. It wasn't even that nice 10, 15 years ago, and this place caught fire. Everything south of Sherman Avenue, and you border the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course, which we talked about, and you can hop on to Tubbs Hill. This is about 3 miles of hiking all the way around the lake. So basically every day you get to see that beautiful lake. It's pretty rigorous trails. And don't tell your kids, but all the cliff jumping is going to be over here too. So there's rocks from 5 feet all the way up to like 40 feet. People jump off into the lake there. So Coeur d'Alene, that's like your old school. And then you have the garden districts. Anything right here just north of Sherman is going to be old. Some of these houses are 100 plus years old. We actually had a client just come in here. That was it. Like they wanted that true kind of like Victorian style home right next to Sherman Ave where all the happening stuff goes. People are doing that. They're coming in. They're cleaning those things up. They are definitely pricey. You're going to pay a lot of money to be right in this area here. As you can see, there's Garden Ave. We used to rage right over here as kids. Back when this was like way before it was nicer, my buddies all rented a house in 3rd and Garden. It was the spot. But now it's like one of the most prized possessions. So the other part about Coeur d'Alene is going to be it's new construction out here. So you have Lake City High School. Really, the main high schools, you're going to have Post Falls High School, Lake City High School, and Coeur d'Alene High School. That's really it. All of them are incredible. You can look online and make a judge for yourself. But if you ask me, CHS is the best because that's where I went. So this is all your new construction. Anything right here by Lake City is going to be basically Coeur d'Alene Place. So it is just strung out neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood. And these Google images are not correct because a lot of this is developed out. When I was a journeyman lineman, years ago, we put the power into all these, and it is going as far out as it possibly can. This whole section, which I used to dove hunt. I used to hunt out here. This is all farm fields. Now this is where all the new construction is going. So everything basically out here to the west of Lake City High School is going to be your new construction. I'm seeing some stuff, super modern, 4-bedroom, 3-4 bedroom in the 500 to 600 range. And the cool thing about some of these houses right here, Idaho got smart. What do we love? We love our shops. You got to have a shop. That's the only way you're cool, right? Well, we do a lot of shop parties, but since you have the mountains, the lakes, the rivers, everything near you, you got to have all those toys. So your side-by-sides, your boats, your RVs, and they're actually building new construction homes out here where you can either get like a 3-car garage, so if you have a lot of cars or you just want more space, or you do a 2-car garage with a 14-foot bay shop attached to the house. So you'll see that a lot in here. So if you're somebody who has all the toys and you don't want to pay for storage or get property with another shop, you can have that new construction home right here on the border of Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, and that's going to have your shop attached. So that's like it. If you are thinking about kind of newer construction, don't want to mess with anything, this is going to be the area you're basically looking if you want to stay close to Coeur d'Alene. I think one of the super sneakiest areas that you find, obviously all the locals know about it and people moving here have no clue, is Dalton Gardens. It's this little section right here based up on the mountain. My uncle actually lives on the east side of it right here. My dad lives up in the mountains here. This is, you're hunting in your backyard. I've shot a lot of deer up in this area. I'm going to tell you right now, though, people moving here don't understand that this is a national forest. So come September, October, November, don't be hiking up there and getting off the trails too far. People will be hunting. I've had people say I got a gun up there and they're going to call the cops, and I say, go ahead and do that. You are harassing a hunter, which is a thing, hunter harassment. So just pick up a map, but this is the ultimate lifestyle right here. I also went to this middle school, Canfield Middle School. In fact, it was one of the only ones back when I was growing up. So Dalton Gardens Elementary, Canfield Middle School, some of the top schools. You look online, public information. I'm not going to steer you in any way, but they're very sought after. In fact, Dalton, all my buddies used to go to school there, and it was an old barn, literally a barn, and you would eat underneath in the basement. And so the gym was above it, and it would shake, rattle, just parts of the ceiling would fall down. It was like the oldest. In fact, my parents almost moved us to Dalton Gardens, and I was like freaking out. I don't want to go there. But since they've completely remodeled it, again, like you live in Dalton, the cool thing about it, minimum 1 acre, never going to change, has its own city ordinance. So minimum 1 acre. I got buddies, my uncle, whatever. They got, you got horses out there, you got chickens, goats, you name it, right in city limits. And if you zoom out, you're literally minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene, and you're minutes from Hayden Lake. You're sandwiched right in between it. So super highly desirable if you really want that almost kind of like country style living, but in the city limits. You can't beat it right here with Dalton. And you got the Silver Lake Mall. That was the biggest thing in the world when that showed up, because everything you see here was nothing but farm fields when I grew up in between. And the Silver Lake Mall was the first thing that came up. So again, this all ties out to the west of Lake City High School. Here was the new construction. So what I'll do, I'll get back to the layers here, and I'm going to talk about Hayden. Hayden is where I grew up, and if you've watched all my rankings, it's not, it's not like set in stone. But to me, Hayden's the best living that there is, no doubt about it. And the reason is because you kind of have the best of everything. I grew up riding my bike. This is Emerald Estates right in here. This little funky shape right here is one of the first neighborhoods, and then you have Pineview Estates right here. These are still highly desirable. 3rd-acre lots, split level, like your typical Idaho 1970s build home, split level with a big old yard, giant old growth trees right here. I used to ride my bike over here to Avondale Lake. This lake, you can live on it, but you cannot have motorized boats. So it's really nice for the pontoon boats, for kayaks, that you'll see it just full all year long with people fishing. It freezes really, really good. So this is where we go ice fishing. So I used to ride my bike right here, cruise over. I'd catch a bunch of fish in Avondale, throw them in my backpack, and haul ass back home to my mom's house, or to my parents' house, and try and revive fish in my mom's pond. Most of them died and the raccoons ate them, but it's a really cool area. And then we used to ride down here all the time to the country club. There's a little boat launch, go swimming. And then you also have little restaurants right here. So golf course living is what I love. If I actually hit the layers map, there's Avondale. This is a public course. Crazy, crazy good. Really nice. You got a lot of, you can kind of see the picture there. Avondale, you can see how beautiful it is with the mountains in the back. So that one's public. And then right next to it, Hayden Lake Country Club. That is, private right there. Still not that expensive. Not going to talk about prices. Monthly, you can call to inquire about that. But now you have 2 golf courses. You got 2 lakes. You have Hayden Meadows is really the only elementary right there. It used to be Hayden Lake Elementary, was built in 1910. So like when I went there, it was this old little elementary. We sat Indian style on the floor. No joke about that. Okay, so let's talk about Hayden. Obviously, there's really nowhere to build left here. The only place they're doing new construction is where you can see this dirt right here. This is the ranch I grew up working on. So this was all farm fields in here. I grew up my whole life throwing hay right here, building fence until they started developing that, and then they moved out and bought a huge ranch out in Lancaster, which we'll talk next. This is going to be, if I can zoom in, this is your typical North Idaho style new construction homes. Triple fascia, custom, this area right here, this is like the typical new construction home in Hayden. A lot of them started 10, 15 years ago. This is really one of the only spots you might find a few lots available to get back in. But that's going to be your style of living. As I kind of zoom out here, it's crazy to me that, this is all farm field here that we used to work. And then you also have lake living. So anything on Hayden Lake, you just have to be mindful, right? You have north-facing slopes. You have south-facing slopes. So obviously the sun's setting in the west over here. So my buddy had a cabin. This used to all be dirt road around here. We'd ride our motorcycles and four-wheelers out to his cabin. We would go to Aurora Bay, and we would be. Where is it? There it is. And Aurora Bay. excuse me, we go in here and we had sunshine all night long because the sun set in the west. So when we were in some of these pocket areas, and we had a couple friends with cabins, we got sun all night. Now, if you get into some of these, like where my mom lives in Windy Bay here at the Boot, you're going to get the sun coming, stopping at about 4 or 5 p.m. So it's kind of nice in the summer because it gets so hot, but it can get cold pretty quick, so you just really, again, this is when you reach out and you tell us exactly lifestyle, type of home, what you like, what you don't like. These are the things you need to be talking about. So north facing slopes, obviously in the wintertime are going to be brutal. If you live around the lake, I was a lineman. We ran all these power lines and monitor them, and they go out all the time. So you're probably going to want, a lot of the houses already have them, but full-time generators like my mom, if the power kicks out, boom, it kicks on automatically. You're just going to want that stuff out there because, the power goes out a lot. But it's, I think, the best living. Coeur d'Alene Lake to me is so packed. You go out there every weekend and it is just choppy as hell. There's boats galore. It is fun. I know that, but Hayden Lake is just more if you like the boat life, the cabin life. It's they do have one restaurant at the Hayden Lake Marina here. It's pretty decent. But other than that, right in town, you got the porch. If you ever come to North Idaho, go to the porch, get the corn pasta. It's the greatest thing in the world. So this is actually where I live, and in this whole area here is you can basically ride your golf carts everywhere. So it's another reason that I love it. You're going to notice you have Highway 95 here. So you actually have kind of the east side of Hayden and west side. So east miles, west miles, East Dakota, North Dakota. And this section over here is going to be just older homes. There's really no attraction over there. There's no parks. There's no nothing. But you get more space. These houses on the west side of 95 is where you get more space. Probably best bang for your buck is going to be this side. If you are flying private, a lot of private people flying in here. That says the Coeur d'Alene Airport. We all call it the Hayden Airport, but this is your private. Other than that, you're going to have to fly all the way to Spokane or drive to Spokane for an airport. People go, hey, guys, I want that country living. Want that acreage. One of the highly desired, you're going to pay a ton for it, is when you see Hayden here, everything we've been talking about. Here's this main road that carves right through here, and then it goes straight north. This is called Lancaster. So again, I grew up working on once they sold Giant Ranch out here, you just see how beautiful it is out this way, and it's all mountains. If I go to 2D, you can kind of see how it's all just mountains, farm fields. But there are a couple developments here on the south side of Lancaster where you're going to have really, really nice homes. And so you're only you're only 5 minutes from Highway 95, so you can really get anywhere, but you're going to get more of that country style living, bigger homes, really nice, as you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's not letting me zoom in, but as you can see, you got the bigger space there. Everybody wants like acreage out here. It's basically almost impossible, or you're going to pay an absolute fortune. The sneaky thing that about this area, the water pressure is terrible. I was helping run power lines in a development right around here. They drilled 900 feet to get water there, and it was at like 10 gallons per minute. So you just got to watch that kind of stuff. But I do have my best buddy, and we've shot some videos on this, guys. If you're looking for the ultimate lake life right here, new Wildcat, go check out our videos we have about the Wildcat. They're selling about 15 lots here. There's going to be 5 of them that are going to be lakefront. It is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. You're going to get a massive lot. It's going to have a big shared public dock, and it's also going to have a community center in there too with play equipment and all that. So we actually have the listing on that. Conor does, my teammate, so make sure you reach out to him about Wildcat. All right, so that's when you think about like North Idaho. It's kind of like Hayden, Coeur d'Alene. Post Falls, this is going to be your section where it was the most affordable. You see that big white house that popped up there? It's like this mega mansion. That's on the Spokane River. That was actually the Amway house, if you remember the old Amway pyramid scheme. I remember when that thing, they had a guest house bigger than most of ours. But this whole Post Falls River is also water living, so it's very highly desirable. I've done some videos on Post Falls. You can go watch it. South of I-90, south of the Spokane River, you're going to have the most favorable property taxes. And this area up in here is nothing but just acreage living, farm living. And a lot of people don't know about it. So we've had quite a few clients reach out, and they once we went up there and showed it in our videos, they really liked the idea of that. The cool thing about living over here is you're split, right? If you're going to kind of live in the country but need to get to the airport or to Spokane or whatever, you can hop to 90 and get over to Spokane pretty quickly. So the other thing is, I already talked about it, but all the new construction is going kind of the north end of Post Falls. They also have little lake communities down closer to here. Tighter living, but you're right next to Spokane River, so people love walking the Spokane River. There's a lot of new shops and restaurants that people love, all in here as well. So you kind of have everything, but Post Falls is most well known for right now is all of its new construction from the Tullamores. They have events in the park a lot, on weekends, so you can meet families. So that's all going to be in this area here. So what we'll do is we'll move to the north here. We've talked about all that. The next one's going to be Rathdrum. We called it the rat dump as kids, but it's actually it's a nice place, super sneaky, because you have all the mountains and national forest right up here to the west of you. So this, if you're going to be working in Spokane, want to live in Idaho, this is the way I used to take. It's the back road that takes you right into Spokane. It's super quick, but Rathdrum, you're going to, as for like median home price, it's one of the lowest that we have right now, but you can find some acreage estates. There is kind of a mini little downtown, with the Super One, a couple restaurants, not much, but they do, if you go up farther north, have Twin Lakes Golf Course, Twin Lakes, the lakes, these right here, people live on with cabins. So you kind of get a lot of the nature, and then the national forest just right up by you in Rathdrum area. This is an area right here, Garwood, the old Garwood Saloon. Don't tell anybody, but I was going in there about 17 years old. It's now gone. But Garwood, all of these Garwood roads, Athol, Idaho, which is just to the north, they have blown up. These were areas where 5 acres, you were out in the middle of nowhere, nobody messed with you. But things are starting to really go up to the north. All right, so Athol, this is an area again that was it wasn't developed at all. And then as of lately, actually one of the last jobs I did as a journeyman lineman, we put in this Super One. So now you actually have a full grocery store right there. You don't have to come into Coeur d'Alene anymore. But here's something that people really need to know about North Idaho. Again, this is the local knowledge we know. Athol, this is Highway 54. It runs east and west. You have Timberlake, says senior high school. This school here is K through 12. So basically everybody, all the kids here go to that one school. This whole area is a snow belt. Okay, so there's something about it. If it snows 7 inches in Coeur d'Alene, down to the south, you're going to get 14 inches or more right here. It snows like crazy. So if you hate the snow, don't move right here. You're going to get snow in the winters no matter where you live, and it can get just brutal sometimes. I don't care where you live, but anticipate a lot more snow in this area. So if you're moving to the north, you're getting that 5-10 acres. You're probably already aware of that and getting equipment. But the other thing that people don't know about here, since we ran all the power lines and did a lot of digging in these areas, the rocks in here are the size of geometros. Like, they are massive. So you're not going to get away with this little teeny equipment and or shovels and make it work. Like, you're going to need some pretty big equipment to dig if you're looking. A lot of this, although it's all just green, you can see how green it is in trees. You can kind of see the patterns here, right? It's all logged. So this is like 20-year logged. So it's going to be jack pine, which grows thicker than thick. So you're probably going to have to do some land clearing, which people enjoy. Hey, you're retired. You're going to make your space, build your bonfires, go in there and clear some space out. But and it muffles every sound. So you can live right in these areas, which it's not showing any houses in here, but they're starting to develop. But you can see just how thick it is with trees. It's going to muffle the sounds of any kind of major road that you have. The cool thing is you obviously have 54 here and Highway 41 to zip anywhere. So this whole section right here is one of our most popular for getting your acreage. But just know with soil and that you're going to want big equipment. The second thing is with that much snow, trust me, my whole life I've been shoveling snow. If you get a blade on your machine, meaning just a plow on the front, that can be kind of troublesome because all you're doing is pushing snow and you don't usually get rid of the bottom layer. And over 3, 4, 5, 6 months of that layer keeps building. And so in June, when your neighbor's driveway is already done and cleared, yours will still have chunks of ice because you made this giant pattern of ice. I remember that used to annoy me. My neighbors would have a big snow blower and he was fine. So you're going to want snow blowers that make attachments for, side by sides or cat skid steers for tractors, or just get a big Hagen snow blower, because you want to be able to throw that snow out. The other thing is your driveway gets narrower and narrower and narrower the longer you plow. So again, this area is super popular. It's just really erupting for people who want space. But again, tell us, what kind of acreage you want, how close you want. Because, like I mentioned, my old man lives, some of this area right here where basically I can take my four-wheeler from his house and get all the way to Montana without touching a road. We used to do it. We used to ride all the way to the Coeur River, all through National Forest. Make sure you get maps. You can get lost very, very quick. But as you can see, you can live right on the edge of town, be 5-10 minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene, and then just have the expansive National Forest. So there's a couple different areas that have that. But one popular one that we're always talking about is what we were just mentioning here, from Spirit Lake to Athol. So Athol, Chilco, Garwood, this whole area basically is where you're looking for 5 acres. It just depends on how much you want to pay. It depends on how close you want to be to Coeur d'Alene. And then you go right here east. This is Farragut State Park. Archery only. You can hunt in there, but it's well known for the naval base. So this is Bayview. This is the third deepest lake west of the Mississippi, Lake Pend d'Oreille, not Pend d'Oreille. And they test Navy submarines and stuff in here too. So Bayview is a little town for retirees, basically. No families I've ever known really go there. We like to go down there and hang out, but if you're looking for the ultimate retire life, ride your four-wheeler to the coffee shop every day, Bayview is where you want to be. There's actually living. You can see the boathouses. You can live on the water there. But the next thing that blew up, Spirit Lake, Idaho. Spirit Lake, you are surrounded by paper company. Okay, so paper company means that it's all basically it's private by the paper company, but you can pay just like $20 a year. You get a pass. There are going to be gates at all of those roads, and if you have the pass, you can use all of this for hunting, for hanging out. People just really enjoy that. It was way the heck out there. The only reason we went to Spirit Lake was every Father's Day they do the Spirit Lake lawnmower races. Literally grab yourself a 24-ounce beer and watch these guys, grown-ass men, ride lawnmowers at 50 miles an hour. No shit. And the fact that dude who comes out and kicks everything off is like this 6'10" dude with a double-barrel 10-gauge shotgun, and he shoots a blank off, and then everybody goes wild. You have to go down to the lawnmower races. But now Spirit Lake is like, it's blown up. In fact, one of my buddies bought a couple 100 acres right here and is developing it. So there's a lot of new construction. And this is, if you're looking for already developed, it's going to be Spirit Lake East. It's all dirt roads. It's managed by the HOA, so plowing, all that stuff. You can get 5-10 plus acres. Again, we've done vlogs on all this, so you can see it. This is anywhere in this area from Spirit Lake. Take Highway 41 south. This area is a lot of new construction. I got friends in here. Hey, this is your 5-acre, 10-acre, build a big-ass bonfire, shoot guns, build a motorcycle track. Like, that's what you see up in this area as we start to sprawl really far north. Spirit Lake has got grocery stores. It's got little bars down there. Not too much going on, but people love it because you're right next to the lake and all of the nature there. So that's really, as far as like North Idaho is concerned, this is your main section. Sandpoint up here is the next one that obviously is very, very, very popular. People love Sandpoint. When we were kids, it was like the hippie place to be. It still kind of is. The hippie place, but obviously you have Schweitzer Mountain. This is one of the top ski resorts in the entire country. It's amazing. Sandpoint was not that cool, when I was younger, and all of a sudden they just completely revamped it. You used to have to take Highway 95 here and drive through town at 25 miles an hour to get out of Sandpoint to go up north. It took forever, but they have since built this bypass. So now it is a breeze to get through there. McDuff's Brewing is awesome. There's a lot of really cool restaurants, bars. They do big car shows. They do huge music events in Sandpoint. And obviously, as you can see, if I go to the layers here, it is nothing but just land. And you're on the northern end of Lake Pend d'Oreille here too. So kind of the best of both worlds. And here's your Schweitzer Mountain. So Sandpoint is a place that's really taken off lately. People love Sandpoint. And again, guys, this is why you got to reach out, because we have these conversations daily with so many people moving here, and they'll say, well, I kind of want this house. And it's like, okay, well, what's your style? What do you want to be close to, right? And then they start naming 2-3 things that they like, that they don't like. And then I know a pocket, like one little road up in the mountain. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what you're talking about. And that's how we've been able to help so many people move and relocate here to North Idaho, is giving them the chance to express to us what they like. Because you can, trust me, even though it looks like a little town, you can move to the wrong area very quickly. Again, get on a north-facing slope in the middle of winter, and that can be tough because you're not going to see the sun as much. It's going to get dark really, really quick. These are things that us locals know we can help. You just got to reach out to us. Tell us those 2-3 things you like, you don't like, and we can help place it. But the only way we can help you is you got to reach out to us. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back with moving to North Idaho. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.